Welcome back, humans, to another opportunity for introspection and personal betterment. Today, we're going to hear from Daniel in Wisconsin, USA, as he shares his thoughts on religion and spirituality. Let's jump right in. Hello, E.T. Thank you for this opportunity to share. It's often said, don't talk about politics or religion. I'm afraid I'm going to break one of those rules right now. Oh well. I want to confess up front that I had an absolute disdain for organized religion in my early years. But don't cut me off, because I eventually changed my tune and found value in religious teachings. Having said that, I find it necessary to explain my journey from early anger toward religion to my current respect for many aspects of religion. As a teenager, the hypocrisy of institutionalized Christianity, and more specifically, the Catholic Church into which I was baptized, was brazenly clear to me. While professing to do unto others as you would have others do unto you, the Church historically endorsed oppression, persecution, bloodshed, slavery, witch hunts, and second-rate status for women and other minorities. With the slightest help from Google, one would be aghast at the legacy of Christians slaughtering non-Christians, and even Christians slaughtering other Christians who held varying interpretations of the lawful dogma. The Roman Catholic Church also embarked on a worldwide campaign to accumulate massive amounts of material wealth. More recently, the Church systematically relocated hordes of pedophile priests in a conspiracy to cover up widespread sexual abuse inflicted upon the most vulnerable in its so-called flock. I was unable to recognize or appreciate anything virtuous coming out of this institution, but at the same time, I had a deep sense of spirituality, and so I took up the study of world religions when I entered college. My studies were useful in that they broadened my perspective on the matter, but my deepest revelations regarding religion didn't occur until much later in my life, when I began studying the works of Joseph Campbell, a world-renowned authority on mythology as spiritual expression. I highly recommend you Google or search YouTube to read or watch his fascinating perspectives if you're at all interested in this subject. Anyway, Campbell shares his well-researched conclusions that the human psyche requires answers to life's mysteries, so much so that we'll create myths and religions to explain the mysteries as stories or metaphors. This isn't just about Christianity. It actually applies to most cultures around the entire globe. And what's even more interesting is that many of the stories from different times and different civilizations are strikingly similar. To make a long story short, my anger toward religion was replaced by an understanding that mankind seemed to have a difficult time explaining the sense of spirituality that humans feel. What better way to explain our existence and control the masses than to create a playbook? My newfound acceptance didn't wipe away all of my misgivings, but enough that I could stick my head out the window and look for the baby I had thrown out with the bathwater. What has become abundantly clear to me and many others is that there are lots of legitimate paths toward spiritual illumination. We were somewhat forced into this conclusion when travel and technology raised awareness about all the different belief systems around the planet. Surely all the members of a secluded tribe in the Amazon jungle wouldn't burn in hell for eternity for not worshiping a god they never heard of, would they? Yeah, it eventually became impossible to isolate ourselves in a bubble of like-minded folks, all worshiping the same deity in the same manner. The fact that religious beliefs are ubiquitous suggests that religion fulfills some human need, be it comfort or instruction or whatever. The important lesson we can take from this is that the essential human need religions serve is not found in one exclusive God or in the details of contradicting stories and myths. Rather, the great jewels of religion can be extracted from the ore of many different religious and mythological institutions. The ore can be discarded. Its purpose was only as a conduit to share the precious jewels, the important lessons, using stories and other visuals. Thomas Jefferson once said, "Say nothing of my religion. It is known to God and myself alone. Its evidence before the world is to be sought in my life. If my life has been honest and dutiful to society, then the religion which has regulated it cannot be a bad one." Unless one of our many gods decides to make a return visit just to put to rest the question of her existence once and for all, mankind will likely continue to fight over whose stories are the most credible. In the meantime, it would serve us well to just enjoy the mysteries of life and learn life lessons wherever we can find them. I don't claim to be a spiritual leader, but I do believe we must all follow our own spiritual path, which leads inward, not outward. The best a religious or spiritual leader can do is to move us toward the spirituality which exists within each of us. I could tell you God is out there or up there somewhere, and here is the path that will lead you to him, but ultimately we all must experience our own personal God. Even Jesus, Christianity's primary teacher, said the kingdom of God is within you. So my advice to you readers and listeners is to not limit your search for jewels of truth to your own religion's excavation site. All of the great religions and mythologies have marvelous, inspirational jewels of wisdom waiting to be mined. Collect them, incorporate them into your life, and you'll be all the better for it. I'm going to end with a very short quote from Mahatma Gandhi. God has no religion. Thank you. Okay, Daniel. Wow, that was a mouthful, or a penful in this case. I appreciate that your message was about accepting diverse belief systems, about rethinking the intolerance of some religious faiths. Anything that promotes coexistence and peace between human beings is worthy of sharing here. Anything to help us mature and evolve personally. With that said, I wish all of our followers a blessed or fulfilling day, week, month, and year. Love you, shmov ya.